Since we did an Aldi video, I thought for one of our first Frugal Fridays, we'd do grocery saving hacks or tips, whatever you want to call them. Oh, my bra's showing. There we go. Okay, redefine your grocery budget. Don't count sodas, alcohol, chips, and snacks, because those are all unnecessary items. So if you just put the things you actually need as part of your budget, and the rest is sort of your luxuries, extras, if you have the money for it down the road thing. Check on apps like Ibotta. This is one of the things I want to do. There's several different apps where I think Ibotta, you put in what you think you're going to buy and it tells you if there's coupons or cash back or whatever. And then there's one that Kay uses. Can't remember what she said it was called. I have to ask her because she's leaving in the morning, so I better hurry up and ask her. She's moving away forever. That you scan your receipt and it gives you cash back. So there's different things like that that can save you money on your grocery bill. And I don't use those, and I should, and I need to look into them more. Eat less variety. I'm not really willing to do this. But not just on your proteins, but on your starches. Like maybe have a potato week where if there's a, like for instance, Kroger right now where I live has, just a minute. Excuse me. Should have muted you or something. Like for instance, the Kroger by me has a 5-pound bag of potatoes for $1.98 this week. So if I bought that and just made mashed potatoes and fried potatoes and potato pancakes and just, different things out of potatoes all week, you can make them. They don't have to taste the same. You can make them be different ways. One of my favorite ways to make potatoes, this doesn't work with a big sack of potatoes, but if you buy those little potatoes, I boil them for 25 minutes, and then I put olive oil, brush some olive oil on the bottom of a cookie sheet, and then I put the boiled potatoes on it, and I take a potato masher and just kind of mush them flat. And then I brush them with the tops of the potatoes with olive oil and add coarse salt, like sea salt, and rosemary, and then pop them in the oven at 400 for another 25 minutes, and it makes these little crispy, yummy, potato-y things. I haven't made those in a while. I'll have to do that. So anyway, that's a suggestion, is like chicken. We all eat a lot of chicken, and if you can, like, who was it? Somebody had chicken. I don't like chicken thighs, but a lot of people do. They were a big bag of chicken thighs for like 97 cents a pound or $1.97 a pound or something like that, something really cheap. So you buy those and you could make them like a bunch of different ways. You could make, Italian, like chicken parm, and you could like Mexican, like taco soup with chicken in it, or, there's just different ways, or chicken tacos or whatever. It's all different ways you could use chicken in a week. I'm not good about eating, like when I first started living with my daughter-in-law, I was still working, but she wasn't working. And she had 5 or 6 go-to things that she'd make over and over and over. And I get bored. I can't do that. So I started cooking on the weekends. And then when I quit working, I started doing all the cooking because I like a lot of variety. Let's see, what else do we got on here? Shop less often. Let's see, I can't read my writing here. Make more use of what you've already got on hand. That's what it said. Couldn't tell. I'll expound on that a little more in a minute. Get honest and real. Prioritize must-haves, non-negotiable things, and have a set budget. That's something I haven't done yet too. But there's certain things. Like this one video I saw, it's like everybody ought to have a basic staple pantry, and if you have that basic staple pantry, you can make a meal. You know, it may not be your favorite meal, but it's stuff like flour and sugar and yeast and oil and salt and pepper, and there's a few other things on it that everybody always ought to have on hand at all times. Let's see. Online ordering, I found this too is true. Online ordering helps you stay in your budget because you're not wandering up and down the aisles like, ooh, that looks good. Oh, maybe I want this. If you order it online, you can go back for a few hours and add things, but you can't do that indefinitely, and so you just order exactly what you need and go pick it up, and you're not tempted to do all those specialty things. Although the only problem I see with that is sometimes you miss the sales or the markdowns or the buy one get one free, those kinds of things. So that's the only minus to shopping online. Or online ordering, whatever. Meal plan and stick to it. If you don't stick to it, you end up wasting food. And I'm not a good meal planner either. And something that I've read about, and this was the more about your pantry thing, go through and make a list of everything in your freezer and everything in your pantry. You don't have to do this forever, just one time. And try and combine some of those things and make meals out of it without shopping for a couple weeks. I did that for a month. I bought back in January. I just used what I already had. I did go grocery shopping, I think, one time and just got a few minor fresh things like milk and eggs. But for the most part, I used what I already had. And when you're doing that, you're just naturally going to meal plan, because you got to figure out what to do with what you got. Some people use like you can print them out, and it's like a calendar with big squares, and you just go through for a week or 2 weeks or the month or whatever you want to do and write out meals. Maybe not every day, maybe one day you want to eat leftovers, or one day you want to have a little freedom or whatever, but for at least, I'd say at least 4 to 5 days a week, have a plan. Try having once a week having a meatless meal. It can be like, I like breakfast for dinner sometimes. And I like beans a lot, lentils, stuff like that. They have these things at Costco. It's like a little bag that you can heat up in your microwave, and it's got lentils and beans and tomatoes and some spices in it. And I can just heat that up in my microwave. And I've got some in my freezer. I've got some gluten-free pita bread, and I'll thaw one of those out and scoop the lentils up with it, and that's a nice little meal. And it's meatless. Because if you go meatless, you save a lot of money not having meat. I don't eat a ton of beef. I've got a lot of pork in there right now because I bought some of my granddaughter's pig that she butchered. But I don't eat a lot of beef just because A, it's expensive, and B, it's harder, other than hamburger, like a steak or something, I can pan fry it, but I prefer to grill it, and then I gotta get the grill out and then clean the grill afterwards, and it's just a hassle doing beef to me. Now watch your food waste, because, and I know I'm guilty of it, there's a bag sitting in the bottom of my refrigerator right now. I buy those bag salads like that. One of my favorites is a Southwestern one, and it's got cabbage and stuff in it, and it's a Southwestern dressing, and I really like that, but it got got it started out in the bottom of my refrigerator, and then it ended up in the back of the bottom of my refrigerator. So sight unseen, so I'm gonna look at it, but I kind of think it's probably too far gone because I've forgotten about it for a couple weeks. Because it's mostly cabbage instead of lettuce, it might still be okay. And I do that, like I bought some grapes and I washed them and put them in a bowl. And I ate about half of them, but the other half was starting to get all wrinkly, turning into raisins. So that's just wasted money. I mean, it's wasting good food, it's wasted money. So it's something I need to get a better handle on, what's in there and eating what's in there, and not like, oh, I've got a thing of strawberries, but I don't want strawberries today. I'm gonna go out and buy a pineapple. No, eat the strawberries before they go bad. Strawberries go bad pretty quickly. So part of this whole thing about saving money on food is not being so picky. I think is a big part of saving money on food. And I try not to keep, because I'm trying to lose weight too, so I think people say, oh, to eat healthy, it's expensive. I don't really think it is, because I don't eat at fast food. Very, very seldom do I eat at a fast food place. So that's saving me money, even though I may be spending a little more on fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm still spending less than I would have eaten out at fast food 5 days a week. So I don't really buy into the fact that eating healthy costs too much. Eating fast food costs too much, and eating restaurants costs too much. Oh my gosh. Every time I go to a restaurant, I don't care what I get, it's $20 just for me. It's ridiculous. And tea costs about 3 cents to make, maybe 3 cents. And they're starting to charge like $5 for a glass of iced tea. It's ridiculous. Kay left me, or she's going to leave me. It's about half full, but it's a gallon jug of this concentrated tea mix that's shelf stable. And she puts it in a little bottle in her purse, and then she just orders a glass of water and makes her own tea. And she tells them she's going to do it so that they don't try and refill it with theirs or charge her or anything. But I'm going to start doing that. Save $5 every time I go out to eat. But yeah, I don't believe eating healthy has to cost you an arm and a leg. It's the eating out that costs you an arm and a leg nowadays. I mean, where did I go? Something I got that was, I mean, it wasn't much of nothing. It was $30. Oh, I know. Kay and I ended up splitting something because we went to this Cajun fish type place, and they had blackened red snapper, which isn't even that expensive of a fish. It was $30 for one person, one serving. And it's not even that fancy. It's just blackened red snapper. The blackened catfish, I think, was $25 because the catfish is a little bit cheaper meat or fish, but I just can't eat out anymore hardly. It's just ridiculous. I'm gonna start although I was supposed to go to lunch with some friends Monday, which is the 16th, and I'm starting my no spend month on the 15th. But I set aside $20 to spend on that lunch before the 15th happened, so I'm kind of technically skirting around it a little bit, but I committed to this a long time ago, so I'm gonna go anyway. But other than that, I'm not gonna, probably won't eat out this whole from October 15th to November 15th, because I want to see how little I can put on my credit card. So I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not going to eat out. I'm going to try and put next to nothing on my credit card, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, those are some food saving tips. I will find you some more money saving tips that won't necessarily have to do with food. But food's something we all buy and eat, so I thought I'd start with those. So I hope you're going to enjoy this new series I'm doing about Frugal Fridays. And I might do some frugal recipes for you too. I made this stuff this morning, and it's in my, I'm doing a weight loss Bible study, and in the back there's some recipes. And I made this, it's like breakfast oatmeal, kind of. You bake it though. It's like a baked breakfast oatmeal, I guess you'd call it. And it's got oatmeal and frozen peaches and frozen blueberries and applesauce in it. And then the only sugar in it is that Swerve brown sugar that's 0 calories. And that's got, of course, eggs and milk and a little bit of butter. So it's got a little bit of calories there, but the oatmeal and the fruit's all really good for you, and it makes like 9 big servings. So I made that I had friends over to play Settlers of Catan. If you've never heard of it, it's my favorite board game. It's one of those really hard to learn the strategy and the rules and all that, but it's an interesting game. It never gets boring because the board changes every single time. And anyway, it's my favorite game. So we were playing Pinochle, but one of the girls hasn't been coming and you need 4 people. So we started playing Settlers of Catan because you could play that with 3 people. So I made that breakfast casserole thing to serve to them. And I've still got most of it left because we each only had 1 piece. So there's, what it said, made 9 pieces, so there's 6 pieces left. So I can have those for breakfasts and snacks and things this week without, it gives you that sweet taste without being real sugary and spike your blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, there we go. We're all done with today's Frugal Friday. Friday is mostly over. Today's the first day I have not gone out and looked for Kit. I still haven't found him. I did call the chip people up to make sure they had my phone number right and everything, and my email address and all that, and just in case somebody did find him, I wanted to make sure they had it right, and I reported him missing to them. So if anybody scans him, they'll let me know right away that somebody scanned his ear chip thing. But I didn't go out today because I had those people over, but I'm probably gonna go out again tomorrow. I went out yesterday and I bought a rotisserie chicken, and I was walking around with the bag open so you could smell it, you know. I was like, here, Chip, come eat. And I had his squeaky toy, and I was like, squeak, 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 come eat, squeak, squeak, squeak. Nothing. But I realized that looking at all the dog hair that's around here, if he was getting caught up in those bushes where I was looking for him, there'd have been evidence of little pieces of tufts of hair caught up because he's shedding like crazy. And there was none of that. So I don't think he's in these bushes where I've been looking for him. I think he's up in some houses somewhere. So I didn't think he'd go across the really busy road, but at night he might when it's not so busy. So tomorrow I'm gonna go look up in some houses and see if I find anything. And my daughter-in-law, my granddaughter's, one of her best friends lives up in those houses. So I sent her or at least I told my granddaughter to send her a clip video of Kit, so she could be on the lookout for him up where she lives. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how long to keep looking for him. I mean, I don't want to give up on him, but I can't go look every day for the rest of my life either. Where's that point where I stop looking and kind of give up, leave it in God's hands? Kay says I should be at that point already. I mean, it's been almost a week, but I just don't feel in my heart I want to give up yet. So I'm gonna keep looking for a little while. Monday it'll be a week, or Sunday I guess it'll be a week. Probably can't go Sunday. I got church and all that, but I don't know what to do. I've done everything I can think of. I've got every media app, you name it, posters. I've done everything I can think of, called all the shelters multiple times. I don't know what else to do other than pray. That's all I can do. And if I never get him back, I don't know if I get another dog or not. This is heartbreaking. But with Kay gone, I kind of enjoy the companionship. So I don't know what to do. I I don't know. Anyway, enough sad news. Hope you enjoyed this Frugal Friday, and we will have some more coming soon to a Friday near you. Love y'all. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, I've got a couple things to tell you. We're only 10 away from 800, so we'll have an 800 subscriber giveaway soon. And I don't know what I did, and they don't tell you what you did. I got 2 times I was told that my comments were inappropriate. And I'm like, what the heck? I didn't hardly comment on anybody's thing. The only one I commented on was the first person who won my 5-year anniversary giveaway never contacted me. So the second person, I went on her, because she's a YouTuber, so I went on hers and commented on one of her videos saying, you won my giveaway and please contact me at this address. And that's the only thing I can think of that they said broke their rules. But I sent them a little message saying, and they banned me from making comments for 24 hours. But what makes me mad is they said, you did not follow our standards, but they didn't tell me what I did. Well, how am I supposed to correct? And I sent them an email or text or whatever it is, message saying, okay, what did I do? How can I fix it if I don't know what I did? I have no idea what they didn't like. And I said, the only thing I can think is I did this. Is that what it is? Because those are the only 2 comments I've made in the last few days that I can think of. But why would they be against that? That doesn't even make any sense to me. Whatever. YouTube's getting weird. I don't know. I'm getting kind of fed up with YouTube. Fed up with them taking, they randomly take your unsubscribed people to your channel and unsubscribe you from channels you're watching. In fact, this girl that I commented on, I used to be subscribed to her, and now all of a sudden I wasn't subscribed to her anymore. So I don't know what YouTube's doing, but I don't know what the deal was with that. If any of y'all know, let me know what I did wrong, because I have no idea what was wrong about that. Maybe I'll hear back from them someday, who knows, but I don't know how many, because they were threatening me, well, if this keeps happening, we can ban you forever from YouTube, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, tell me what I did wrong. How can I fix it if you don't tell me? Anyway, all done. Been 22 minutes. That's plenty long enough for one video. Love y'all. Bye-bye.